Hello. Hello. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, August 2nd, and I am here coming live. It's a lifetime success. I'm doing what I love. I'm talking to individuals that I support, not only support, but 100% adore being in their presence. Okay. So, this next guest, we are still on the journey. We're near the end of Men with a Billionaire Mindset. This edition extended way longer than I planned, only because there were so many amazing men with billionaire mindsets. And I've taken the time to get to know them, to connect with them, to find out what's going on in their lives. And from the moment that we created this Men with a Billionaire Mindset edition that I'm going to hold up, from the moment that we created this edition, each one of our men that's featured has propelled their passions, has worked on projects, has been a part of events, have taken their mindset to the next level. So when I say the things that I adore, if you are watching, you're tuning in right now, sit down because we're going to drop some great luxury, some bougie things in this live. One of the things that I adore, if you follow me, if you watch me, is of course fine dining. Love me some fine dining, great venues. I love museums. And when you can find a place that offers it all in one place, when you can find a venue that has luxurious items on their menu, an amazing atmosphere, you know that there's somebody behind the scenes that's keeping things, as we would say, bougie. So as we go into our lifetime success, Men with a Billionaire Mindset, I am going to introduce my guest, Justin Williams. Justin is in the hospitality industry, and he has more than 23 years serving as a general manager at a 4-star. I like to say it's 5-star because it's just awesome at the Grand Bohemian. But over 23 years you've been serving. How you doing, Justin?
I am blessed. Greetings and salutations to you and your audience. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, every time I see you, the first thing that pops in my head is bougie.
Yeah, I got to live the brand, right?
You gotta live the brand. You have to live the brand. So, how do we combine bougie with a billionaire mindset? How does that collide for you?
Well, I think it's really one and the same. So, a lot of people like to think that being bougie is, pink is in the air with a T and, riding around in the Maybach or a Bentley. But there's some fundamentals that it takes to get you there. So I like to say that, being bougie is being upwardly mobile and progressive while being 100% authentically you. And so you have to be able to work on your core first. It's like a workout. It's like if you don't get the abs in order, everything starts to fall apart. So the core is getting the fundamentals right. Then you can live this luxe life that's out there. But if you don't have those things, it's a wrap.
Wow, I like that. So it is all about the core. It's not just about being able to buy expensive things.
Hmm.
It's a mindset. You
Hmm.
know, for you, what do you do to start your day that keeps your mind strong?
So, I'm a family man first. So, every day, I see my kids and my wife in the morning. That starts my day off right.
Mhm.
Always have positive affirmations and some prayer that really sets things off. But I have to be able to look at my kids and my wife right before I go out the door and attack the world while she's attacking the world on her side.
Yes. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Hmm.
In everything that I do, I could not do a pinch of it without having an amazing team and a support. And even when your team has passions and dreams of their own, their real team will still support yours.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my daughter, she supports
Mm-hmm.
the business, and even though she has her own thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your support at home.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen recently your wife is into things that I love, like food.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tell me how many dishes you had to
Oh,
taste at home in the midst of her pursuing her dreams, with you being the head of hospitality in a
mm-hmm.
five-star, I'm gonna say five-star location. I'm
Uh-huh.
sure you were the taste tester.
So let me tell you. So first, my wife will tell you her food is the best. So she
Okay,
doesn't want any of that 5-star stuff anywhere else. She was like, this is amazing here.
okay.
And it's true. Her food is amazing. She's Lebanese. So she's Lebanese, but she's also her mom, and her grandmom. They also have some Ethiopian as well. So there's a lot of different flavors that are in there, but she's an amazing cook. And what is interesting, when we first got married, she didn't know how to cook at all.
Oh,
So her passion was really birthed out of love, and she just went in. So now she bakes, she cooks, she does dessert, she does it all, and it is amazing. She actually has her own, I call it food trucks, kind of is not the bougie way to say it. So I like to say she has a mobile dining experience.
ooh,
And
love
so
that.
the name of it is Chez Tasty, which has authentic Mediterranean and Lebanese cuisine, which is just killer.
Wow, I like the mobile dining experience. We're gonna
Mhm.
have to take this live on the road and pop up at one of her events,
Yeah.
you know. And when I say events, you do events well. You do events from a awesome brunch at the Grand
Hmm.
Bohemian to you
Hmm.
just finished what was the first bougie ball here
Yeah.
in Orlando in Central Florida.
Yeah.
That I seen was absolutely amazing. I seen people dressed up. It looked
Hmm.
like, an inaugural ball for a
Hmm.
presidency. You're not
Yeah.
running for president, are you?
No, 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 no. But I tell you this much. So this ball, so I have a podcast, and it's called the JW podcast, known as the Black and Bougie Experience. And
Okay.
so this was initially someone said, man, you know what, you should do like a party for your 50th episode. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. But if you listen to the podcast is really not about me. It's about how to help uplift others. So
Yes.
what I did was I said, I want to make this a People's Champion Award. Like I
Mhm.
want to award people within the community that are truly, in my opinion, living upwardly mobile and progressive lifestyle while being 100% authentically themselves.
Mhm.
So I said, let's get these community champions and celebrate them for the work they're doing, but also being dope at the same time.
Yes.
And I will tell you, it was such amazing success. I mean, the emotions were high. It was almost, it gave Met Gala slash Oscar vibes that were to it. And people said they never seen anything like it. And I was just blessed to be able to facilitate it. I had some great people assisting me with it as well. A gentleman named Ernest Wilson from Jade Events,
Mhm.
as well as a young lady from Silent K Branding. Her name is Nikisha Samuels. Um, Helped me to kind of get all of these thoughts that were going together in my head and create greatness.
That is awesome. I always say teamwork makes the dream work. Your heart has a shining light in it for give back. You
Mhm.
know, um, Tell me about your current give back, because to
Mhm.
me, that's a part of having a billionaire set mindset.
Mhm. Well, I mean, what's the point? I think I heard it was a rapper. They just recently said, what's the I don't want to be rich by myself.
Hmm.
What's the point if others can't come along with me? And so I can't obviously give people millions. I'd love to be at the point where I could be like a Bill Gates and just giving it and giving it, have a lifetime of giving it away. But I can give away some jewels, some tips, and try to help set people on the right journey. So what we did was we actually gave back to Man Up Mentoring Inc., which is a organization that gives back to youth within the community, um, and they get back in Pine Hills, Holden Heights, Carver Shores, Paramore, all throughout Orange County, in the areas which people would like to say underserved, or I like to just say sometimes forgotten. And they truly try to make sure these children are not forgotten, and that we are building a future.
Yes. Giving back is one of the platforms of IBA Success Magazine.
Hmm.
You are in this edition, and we talk about daily routine and the things that you do to have that mindset. But one of the things that you just mentioned was how you like to give back, and things in your podcast. It's not just about you, but it's about dropping those jewels. It's about
Hmm.
inspiring the next entrepreneur.
Hmm.
What advice would you give to a person that's sitting here, that's watching this? They're considering being an entrepreneur, or they are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, the first thing I say is listen more than you speak.
Mhm.
There is truly things all around you. The universe is speaking, people are speaking, and if you're observant, you can pick up on a lot. So you may have all this passion and excitement, and you might be like, hey, I want to do this, and I want to say this, and I'm like, what about my vision? And when you sit back and you listen, it the amount of wisdom that you get out of that is priceless. I still do that to this day. We just actually honored somebody. His name is Harold Mills, amazing multimillionaire within the community. Every single time this man speaks, I'm in awe of what is being said, and it just helps build me up and more. It's like fuel. It's like if I'm coming half in or half full, I listen to him speak, and it's like, okay, go mode. Let's do it. So make sure that you're listening more than you speak, and just do it. A lot of times you may have something. People say, you know what, I need this in order to start. I was
Mhm.
speaking to a person, and they wanted to start a YouTube channel, and they're like, well, but I don't have the camera to get it done. I said, do you have a phone? Yeah, I
Mhm.
have a phone. Well, start with your phone,
Yeah.
and start with your phone, and just get out there and do it, and work on the content that you're gonna put on. Don't wait, because it may be a while before you're able to get $1,000 camera. So
Yeah.
just start.
Mhm. Podcast is coming very popular right now.
Hmm.
Radio shows, I haven't said it yet, but my podcast is dropping next
Uh-oh.
week. Yeah, on Culture Radio. And they're an amazing outlet for
Hmm.
anyone that is looking to start a podcast. I know I was a little confused in the moment, because I do a lot of lives, and
Hmm.
jumping into podcasts is totally different from lives, and it's different from the radio show. What was it for you that you knew the podcast world was for you? And tell us when we can hear your podcast, and
Hmm.
tell us a little bit about that part of
Yeah. So, I drop my podcast every 2 weeks. It's on, here's where I come on my pitch. It's on all streaming platforms.
it. Okay.
It's on all streaming platforms, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Breaker, iHeart, you name it. It's all there. But I really started mine really after the events of George Floyd. So I was so like torn on the inside, and I felt like I was having a mental breakdown. And I was
Hmm.
like, I got to get these thoughts out. And
Right.
so I went, I bought a mic, and I got started. Didn't know what I was doing. So if you listen to episode number 1 versus episode number 50, it sounds a whole lot different, trying to get your levels right and etc. But I
Yeah.
was really doing it for me, and it ended up being therapy, because I think sometimes we don't hear our own voice,
Yes.
and we've got a lot to say, but we
Mhm.
don't hear that voice.
Mhm.
And that's what it gave me, was that ability to just get a lot of things out. And it's a community effort with my podcast. Even though people may not know it, I'll have a conversation with you, I have a conversation with someone else, and then it sparks a moment in time that I have to write down, and then we talk about it on the podcast.
Yes. So it drops every 2 weeks. You're on
Hmm.
all streaming platforms.
Hmm.
The title of the podcast is.
It is the JW podcast, known as the Black and Bougie Experience. So you can either type in the JW podcast, you can type in Black and Bougie, um, Boujee. Boujee is the way you spell bougie, and you can find it in any of those areas.
That is awesome. If you are just tuning in, you've missed the bougie experience. You've missed talk about the mobile dining experience,
Mhm.
how to give back. We've talked so much to Justin about some of his passions. So just know that his mindset is not just on the luxury gear that he wears. Because every time I see you, you are dressed on that luxury gear. Okay. Justin has so much to share. You can hear him every 2 weeks. He drops his
Mhm.
podcast, but you
Mhm.
can also see Justin if you are fortunate enough to pop into the Grand Bohemian and catch some of their brunches. I love y'all's Sunday brunch over there.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the brunch actually. So first of all, the hotel is currently right now going through an $18 million renovation, um,
Okay.
from top to bottom. But what the team has done, because people love our brunch so much, we're still doing the brunch, and it's actually even a better experience. I actually just tested it for myself
Okay.
this Sunday, where you get anything from chicken and waffles to crab legs, oysters, jalapeno mac and cheese, which you're actually going to be
Ooh,
doing mac and cheese bar, where you can add in a little bit of lobster, you can add in a little bit of bacon, whatever it is your flavor, you'll be able to add it to it. So it is
yeah.
definitely an amazing experience.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna have to treat someone and come out there for that bougie experience. We're gonna talk after this interview.
Absolutely. You know, you can come anytime.
Yeah, I am getting questions right now that's
Hmm.
while we are live, and one of the questions, it says, will this interview be available for viewing after it's completed? Yes, Derek Bell, it will be available. If you are not subscribed to Jennifer Yon IBA Success on YouTube, definitely go on and subscribe. All of our go lives are there. But if you want to know more about Justin or read his full article inside of this current edition, Men with a Billionaire Mindset, Justin's awesome page, yes, he is so fly in this outfit, I just want to say, is on page 58. Also, information about his podcast is there. His Instagram page is there, the Black and Bougie podcast. And you can also catch his email address there, all in IBA Success Magazine. So we like to make individuals that we love here in the IBA Success family available to you. Real leaders, which that's the edition we are going into next. Real leaders make themselves available for the community, for their staff, for their team. They answer back. Okay. So, Justin, I know you have a busy day ahead of you. I'm not going to keep you on this live. It has been a pleasure talking to you. So, tell us any last minute words, any shout outs you want to give
Yeah.
before we end this live today.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on. You've always been so supportive. So I really, really appreciate you and your entire team. You all are killing it. And thank you for spotlighting individuals like myself and others. I really, really appreciate that. Two, I want to, she, even though she's not the two, she's the one. She is my wife, Shahinaz, who is the owner of Shea Tasty Mobile Dining Experience. You can catch her at festivals, and Winter Park, Kissimmee, throughout. An amazing experience. And shout out to the people that also helped me to put on the Bougie Ball, which is Ernest Wilson from Jade Events, as well as Nikisha Samuels from Silent K Branding. Without these individuals, would not have been able to get it done. Be on the lookout for Bougie Ball 2.0, which is coming next year. The date, I'm literally waiting on an email right now to see if this date is going to come out. It's going to be something special, larger. Still going to be at Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, but it's going to be even bigger and better.
Awesome. So stay tuned. Follow the ones that we follow and find your reason on passion of why you support them. This has been another episode of Lifetime Success with Jennifer Yon, IBA Success Magazine. Stay tuned. We have so much more to come. Have a great day, everyone.
Stay bougie.
Stay bougie.